Hey guys, it's Chroma, and today I've got a sketchbook tour for you. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. The last one I could sort of speed up because there was no talking, but I'm going to try not to be too long. I'm going to try to just give quick details of things. If I think they need longer responses, I will give one. So this sketchbook is from May 29th of this year to October 12th. So I finished it sort of halfway through Inktober, which I didn't really finish all that much either. But yeah, so let's get into it. On the last page of my other sketchbook, the last piece I did was of Bonnie. So of course the first piece I did was Bonnie. It's really, really light. That was sort of me trying to learn how to be lighter. But if you haven't already noticed, I am kind of FNAF trash. So yeah, I draw Bonnie a lot. And this is of Ballora. This is this is probably around the time I found out about Sister Location. So yeah, I drew Ballora. I'm not entirely happy with her face, but I do like the sort of line weight that I was attempting to achieve, and the details that she has. Let's see, some thumbnails I was working on. Some more thumbnails. I know these are pretty light. These were thumbnails I was doing for a ghost Pokemon who was using Perish Song. I've actually done a piece like this a long while ago, and I never finished it, and I want to finish it. I'm going to attempt to at some point. Oops, let me stop hitting the tripod. This is another sort of concept, the idea. As you can tell, my figures are not that great. Just my scratch page. This was from my color pencil challenge that I was doing. So yeah, I scratch a lot of colors onto my book. But there aren't too many colors in the book itself. I didn't color too many things. Pokemon things. Some more from my sketchbook, my color pencil challenge. One of my characters, all the colors on the side. More from that challenge I was just sort of sketching out. Another one of my characters, and I think that was a Pikachu. Yes, that's a Pikachu. A Bellsprout. I have some more Pokemon doodles here. Let's see if I can actually zoom in instead so you guys can get a better view. Is it focused? I think so. Okay. More concepts and ideas. So I have my Dampier girl and sort of like her dog. Then I have a mermaid that I had drawn my previous sketchbook. She's a koi fish, and that's a lotus flower I drew next to her. Me attempting burbs, and a succulent fairy. More scribbles and some colors. That's Lenore. Just more doodles. I kind of like this doodle here. It's really cute. I would love to expand on that at some point. And part of Bonnie. I draw Bonnie a lot, actually. Just practicing pose and hair. I think I was trying to practice anti-view. I know you probably can't see it that well. If I would stop kicking the tripod, that would be great. Knock it off. So yeah, some more burbs. I attempted to make this look a little bit like Yellow Diamond, this burb, and didn't quite. I think I got the hairstyle and somewhat of the face. I didn't like the overall piece. Yeah, there's more anti-view here. doodles of my succulent fairy. I think this is sort of the end result that I had in my colored pencil sketchbook, which I need to finish. So yeah, some colors down there. Another random doodle. These are for a comic book idea I have. The main character is a circus performer. She sings, but I was trying to get her to do some other things, like either aerial silks or tightrope walking or something. Here's some designs for her outfit. She is a Triclops. I did this before I knew anything about Garnet and stuff, so I hope no one goes, oh my gosh, you copied off Steven Universe. That's not the case here. But yeah, I was trying to give her a feathery look to her outfit. Her name is Janine, but everyone calls her Blue Jay or Blue Janine. So yeah. Some more doodles in terms of that. I was trying to get a bigger guy in there. It's more or less like a freak show and less like a circus. But yeah, so he's kind of really bad off. He's got some acid burns here. I hated this face. This face was driving me nuts. It was so ugly. But I wanted to make him ugly, but not that ugly. He kind of looks like, yeah, no, that's gross. And then I doodled Felicia. Some of you probably don't know, or many of you don't know, Felicia was actually the first thing that I drew when I started drawing over 20 years ago. So yeah, I drew some Felicias, because I love Felicia. She's my favorite of the Darkstalkers characters, but one of my favorites anyway. So we have some Freddies here. I don't mind the toy Freddy, but like the traditional Freddy is like hard for me to do. And if you hear any background noises, that's my dog because she's a butt. And then I was attempting to draw Nightmare inspired by Panda by Fazbear and Friends art. I think she goes by Kitten Pillar as well for her regular art. And then I tried to draw the little Fretlins. They all have their own elements. So it's sort of a see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil sort of deal. Some doodles. Oh, I remember. I was drawing Little River and Black River. They both belong to Slugbox. Some sort of concept I was doing. I don't remember what. Drawing some more of my characters. I have a Muslima pirate. So I doodled her. I doodled her without her hat. Another random doodle. Faces. This is these are mostly from, I'm pretty sure, from my fighting game idea, because that is my Pakistani girl Pakistani? I think Desi would be the better word. Yeah. More doodles. Jigglypuff. Still trying to do Little River and Black River. Yeah. So just some doodles here at the bottom. A bunny. And then on the back I had swatched. This was my first time going to Jerry's around this time. I had like no money. So my swatches from... Okay, so this is my Derwent pencil. That was the open stock one. These were some open stock Prismacolor pencils that I got. And this was a skin tone set of Derwents. And then this was my my first Roman to Copic markers. Yeah, I had bought quite a bit. So these ones down here were like the first I bought, I believe. Yeah, these were the first. I had 3 purples. So it was these 2 browns, sepia and hazelnut, I believe. Then my purples, which were lavender, violet, and iridescent shadow, lavender and blue violet, and then some skin tones. I know that one is like, I know this is a pink, I can't remember the name. And then I have like a tea orange, and then these are the other skin tones that I got recently, that I was testing out some sanguine markers with to see how the lines look. Oops, wrong way. Doodle of a creature that I was doing that I'm going to expand on at some point. This was a sketch for a friend that I have never sent her the picture, so sorry. But this was a sort of sketch for the piece that she wanted me to do for her. I still have it. I'll send it to her eventually. I'm so sorry. More sketches from that sort of deal. I wasn't that versed in drawing animals on paper, to be quite honest. It's easier to do a sketch on the computer, but I was doing them in my notebook because I couldn't use my tablet at the time. So yeah, Bunny. I think I was drawing Bonnie in a more animal form. And then here is the finished version that I went with. As far as the sketch is concerned, I was really happy with it. She's a panther. Her partner is a husky, I believe, and they have a son. So I was trying to do a mix between the two animals. So he has rounded ears and like a more feline type nose. Some doodles. I do this a lot. I draw a lot of eyeballs and like half faces, especially when I'm just like not sure what to do. This is a character that I need to expand more on, but this is sort of how I do some of my characters. Like, this is how they start, especially more traditionally. I'll give them like a whole page, especially when I'm like keen on an idea. So yeah, I love her face. She has like a really, really round face. She is very stylized and her eyebrows are very close. They won't be that close when she's finished, but yeah, that's sort of how I do that. And this was part of a competition I was in. I think my word was depend. Or, yeah, I think it was depend was the word. So basically I have two adventurers. One is a swordswoman. The guy is actually a magician. And she has no legs. She lost them in a battle. A very, very bad one. And he just has no arms. He was born without them. So they depend on each other a lot, especially when she is trying to swing that sword around. Using magic to sort of, you know, utilize both of their missing limbs takes a lot out of him. So this happens a lot, especially when they need to hunt and things. Some more sketch doodles for that idea. And I was trying to get a whole concept you can sort of see him in here. They had angered this dragon, dinosaur, so that's pretty much what they're running from, or, well, she's trying to trap it and trick it, but, you know, he's a little upset that they angered this thing. I think this was, like, practice for something, I don't remember what. So this is the start of me actually trying out figure drawing, because my mom said I needed to work on that. So yeah, I actually really like that pose. I don't remember why I do this thing up here. I don't even recall what it was for. Let's see. Some scribbles. That was part of the competition I was trying to do. So I had two like words I had to work with. I had to work with capture and a cartoony style. So it's actually supposed to be it's supposed to be like, okay. So this was the original way it was supposed to be. He was just sort of screaming, and I was trying to do some more dynamic, not dynamic poses, but you know, create some distance between the two of them. And then here's some more of it. I really liked his face, because I was trying to get a face down for her, and his face, that it was weird. Is this the right way? Yes. And then eventually he started looking like this. He was captured and upside down, and he was sort of taking off with the girl here. So that's fun. Some doodles. I can't quite say that she's naked, but I know she definitely looks like she has no clothes on. I'm not sure why I drew her. This is the start of, I think Mem's mama is in here. So this was her sort of beginning doodle. And I drew her mouth because she's inappropriate. And I was watching somebody's 10-minute art challenge. I think I sketched this in the remaining like 8 minutes or something. I don't remember. Oh, yep, there's my mama. And then I redid it because I like rewatched the video, and this is what I did in 10 minutes. Yeah. And here's Mem's mom. I have drawn her digitally already on my channel. I'll link it up in like the corner and probably in the description below. But yeah, Mem's mama, which means, let me check. Yep, inappropriateness. Okay. Me trying out more cartoony style. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it was interesting. I sort of like some of this, but not the entirety of it. Oh, look, my trash. Okay, so as you can clearly see, I have a problem. So this was my attempt at drawing a human Chica based on Kit's drawing of her. She runs the Ask Bonnie Bun Tumblr. Then I tried to draw Freddy. It didn't come out that great. Here is Foxy. Now, I have no trouble drawing him as human. I actually really prefer this human version of him. He looks kind of hot. But yeah, my mom says this looks like Jack Sparrow. And then up in the corner is a brooding bunny. Yes, it's Bonnie. I always draw Bonnie with short hair. I think it looks better on her. Them. There we go. And then I was drawing more Bonnie. Bonnie always looks like this. Bonnie always looks irritated or upset. I don't remember who I was drawing down here in the corner, though. This is not a random girl. I was just sort of sketching out an idea for a girl that I had after having a conversation with a friend about something we found online. So yeah, this is her. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. I think this was just a random person that I had drawn with an eye patch, but I make a lot of puns, and a lot of people don't like my puns. And, you know, basically if you say, I can see that you're angry. And so it only made it worse. It made it worse. He was already upset, and now it's even worse. Because they're puns, man. And just more doodles. I think these were the start of, well, it's not the start, but I was sort of doing some girls I want to do, called Royal Flush. So, just a random face. More random faces. I actually don't know who it is, but it looks like Katara, and I don't know why. And she has an incredibly short forehead. Another page full of doodles, sort of. I was trying, let's see if I can do it this way. Alright, so here's a creature down here who's going to be in the story with the girl from earlier, the girl with the squinty eyes, or the monolids. What's the best way to do that? I don't want to say squinty because that's kind of rude. Yeah, she has more of a monolid type eye. With her eyebrows too close together. That's going to be her pet. I was trying to get some flora ideas up here. I have a whole bunch of notes in here. I don't even know what they say, to be quite honest. Doodles. And then this here. These are characters you're going to hopefully see soon. They are part of a game that I'm working on, but I had drawn them in here first. I've been drawing them for at least the last year or so, so I've been trying to get a staple onto what they look like and what they would look like in game in terms of design. So this is the younger sister. Neither of them have names, I believe, right now. I think I had names for them before. Oh, no, they do have names. This was Bambi, and this is, I think I was calling her Duchess. So yeah, this is the older sister here, and this is her younger sister, and they do have guns. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to lean more towards this for endgame style. The problem is trying to get them to match sort of stylistically in terms of height and, making sure everything would look okay. So I'm still working on that. I have a whole concept book for that. So hopefully somewhere near the end, in mid transition of that, going on to digital, I'll be showing some of that. Alien girl I was working on. See, here's the thing I do still when I'm working on things. So, like, these are her ears. They sort of open up a little more when she's trying to hear further. This is her mouth, obviously. An eyeball of her species. And they sort of have, like, this little scaly texture to their face. And they also only have 4 fingers. So, 3 fingers and an opposable thumb. And the idea for her hair, they're sort of like tentacles. I got the idea reading a story called Benty. It was a really, really nice story, and I was so sad it was so short. Here's another picture of her. Okay, so this was more, I know it's definitely more sister location. My attempt at drawing Funtime Foxy, I have a terrible time drawing foxes, but my Funtime Freddy is cute. I can say that with, like, certainty. And then another picture of Laura down here, and a random kitty face. Okay, so this sketch here, this was originally just a sketch on my page, and then my mom got a brush pen, so I was trying out her brush pen. My mom also draws. She's recently gotten back into it within, like, the last, I want to say, 4 or 5 months. So, yeah, she went out and got a brush pen before I even got one. I was like, bruh, really? This thing is sticking. More doodles. But I know you can probably see the other thing on the back. More doodles. And some eyes. I like doing eyes and trying to figure out things. Okay, this is for a piece that I did that is part of a different type of art that I want to try selling at Comic-Con. Camden Comic-Con. But this is my Queen of Spades when she was younger. She is blind in one eye. It wasn't from a battle or anything. She's just blind in that eye. And then my attempt at drawing a Bonnie. I was attempting to make, like, a Funtime Bonnie version, and yeah, it just looks like Bonnie who's irritated in a suit. Timmy Turner. As you can see, I'm so trash for that song. Another attempt at Freddy. Yeah, that Freddy didn't come out that great. Okay, so this was my first, like, successful version of a hand-drawn Foxy. And, Baby's a big fat liar. And then there's just Chica down here. I like the shape, I just don't like the eyeballs for Chica. And a rather smug, Toy Bonnie, and Laura Doodle, because that's how I roll. And then I drew a rather disgusted Bonnie. Do not ask why he's so disgusted. I really don't know. There we go. You can get a whole look. Yeah. I only drew part of him, but I draw Bonnie a lot when I get, like, not art blocky necessarily, just not sure what to draw. And I draw as practice. This was an attempt at Humanized Springtrap that I really need to redo. I kind of really like the way his mouth is. I don't know what it's doing necessarily, but I like the way it's going. I can tell this was at some point going to be a bunny. I was probably going to be Springtrap. I'm judging by all the keys. I think this was this was a spring Bonnie. Yeah. And some more doodles. Look, an alien baby doodle. And an eyeball. Random doodle. I just really like this face, which is why I haven't drawn it anywhere else on it. So I want to come back to it and do something with it. More attempts at cartoony style. I think I was drawing a space. I don't want to say space pirate. She was a space captain. More doodles of her. Me attempting to get some handle on that particular style. It wasn't working. Random doodles. I know this kind of looks like Naruto for some reason. I wasn't drawing Naruto though. Like that doodle. And there's this gal here. She has no name, but she does have an eye patch. Sometimes what happens a lot is if I can't get the eye to look the way I want to, which wasn't even the case in this particular instance, but a lot of times I'll cover up that eye. I used to do it a lot as a kid. Because symmetry, man, I get really particular. Oh, look, here's more of my Timmy Turner trash. And this was the start of the 2 pieces that are on my channel. I think they were a singular video. More cartoony practice. Then there's this. I think this was the. I know this was a concept sketch for my Gemsona Moonstone. I think these were sort of part of that as well. I really like them, actually. And I was trying to do that thing where girls flip their hair and all the water just sort of goes about. So I was trying to do that. And then I drew a random Sphinx type character. And then there's some hand practice here. Those were my hands, by the way. I have really big hands. Okay, my hands aren't that big. Let me not lie. I have small hands. I just sort of fat hands. Alright, so here's my Royal Flush gals. So this is the Queen of Spades. I really like that she's sort of like a feisty old lady, and she's not, you know, she's willing to risk her life for her kingdom. And then there's the Queen of Hearts here, the Queen of Clubs. She's a newly crowned queen. She's also very young. And then we have the Queen of Diamonds, who's sort of like a smug asshole. Like, look at this face. Like, she does not care. This is a sketch of a character, not a character, an artist that I like, an indie artist. I think it's Agua de Guayaba. Oh, my Spanish is terrible. But yeah, I wanted to draw her, and I drew her with a lizard, not guap though. Yep, doodles. Just a page doodles. And then some, we have this neutral guy here. Well, he's not a guy. They're gender neutral. There we go. But yeah, so, and then I have some sort of figure doodles around here. My character Ellie Ray, who's really cute actually. I love drawing her. And then some doodles up there. This is actually a witch that was very formation inspired. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, that's part of something I want to do. I'm not gonna say much about it because I'm still figuring some things out. And then I was using Neutral to sort of explain, or sort of like a hashtag / movement idea that I want to do. So yeah, there's fabulousness up here. I really liked him. I really like this page actually. I like the diversity of the people. And then this is a girl from earlier who had the glasses, who didn't, again, she has no clothes on, but she owns a plant shop. She is really cute and sort of very, very mousy. I like that doodle of her. Oop, there we go. I have a drawing of her on a card that I want to fix. And doodles. This happens a lot too. I do this. Habit I have not broken quite yet. This is my Queen of Diamonds. I was trying to do a better concept sketch idea for that particular thumbnail I had of her. My mom really likes this one. I like her face. She is sort of a cruel, so yeah, this is not uncommon for her. And then I did the Queen of Spades on the back. She is one tough old lady. Like, she's about to mess somebody up. She's actually holding a baby in her arms. That would be her grandchild. So, A random doodle I did. I actually just like the expression, and I sort of like the expression of the hands, even if they're not complete. So yeah, I want to expand on that one. And then I drew, her Robo Automaton. I think that's it. Oh my god, I love her artwork, and I especially love the lieutenant. So I attempted to doodle him in my sketchbook. Not very good, but not bad either. And then there's a random guy down here, with a beard, mouth, and I think that was a sort of a scared eye. And then here's Mim. You saw her mom earlier. This is Mim. She was actually first. I was going to do another beach theme picture. Her tail does not like water at all. But yeah, I need to draw that again. Some doodles going on here. I was practicing faces. I forget why I was doing these particular people, but I didn't like the older. I didn't like the older. Yeah, I didn't like the older person there, which I think was a man. I think it was going to be an old man, but I didn't like his face. But I like them. I like both of them. And we're back. Lower talk. Brother is here. But yes, these ladies were from the last sketchbook, except for this little one. So this was the girl with the green braids, and this is the baseball gal. They're actually sisters. And back here, I was going to have somebody walking, sort of like, you know, laughing at their little squabble that's happening. So yeah. I'm thinking of doing a small print series featuring kids with masks. So this was sort of an idea that I haven't like fully fleshed out. I don't know how many pictures there will be. I may be doing like a dozen, maybe even a baker's dozen. We'll see. So yes, as you can see, we're getting straight into the figure doodling. I have like a few pages of these, so this was the first one, and then this was the second one. This was a random doodle, and I want to sort of expand on, but figure doodle. They're basically figure drawing exercises, but I'm calling them doodles. Some more. These are more ballet type poses. This one I use for my pearl drawing. Let's see. This one I use for my Saiyan girl, and this one I have an idea for. So, more drawings. And then I'll try some foreshortening. Some kissing poses there. That one didn't turn out so good. And a couple more. This is going to be for a Wednesday piece. The little pig gal I've got for a comic idea for a naughty comic idea. Doodles, eyeball. Yeah. And then some more ballet poses. I know I can zoom in more, but I don't want to lose the quality of what I'm doing. So, a blower print that I was going to do. This was before Sister Location came out. This was a sketch, so I had no idea what the mini wings would actually look like. They're really, really not cute. So yeah. There's blower, and they're sort of all based around the ballet theme. So we have Minnie, Belle, Rita, and Doll. I'm corny, I know. This, I know you can see the marker, but this started out as a sketch that I wanted to do of a sort of based around a sky doll type of doll, but making it slightly more horrific. So yeah, she was actually a person that they sort of experimented on. Marker doodle stuff in practice. some pen doodles as practice. My bad scribbles here. um, and this is one of my characters from sort of an adult sort of cartoon idea, and I don't mean that in like porn kind of way. I mean like a cartoon meant for adults kind of way. So this is Ampu, who is non-binary, and this is their grandma. I just wanted something cute and something where you could see more of their face. I really like this doodle. She kind of looks like a witch. So I think I'm going to expand on this one at some point, and then that's just a face doodle. Oh, so this is right around the time I had probably started following Happy the Artist. And I don't see black and brown art like this, sort of whimsical and otherworldly. So I don't even see other body types represented. So these are my sketches for some I want to do. I think I want to do these digitally just to save myself some sadness there. So I've got a plus size gal here with an afro. I think this is going to be a guy, so he's a little thinner. Got tighter hair, of course, and a beard. I want to be sort of very beautiful, and I have mostly my hair. So I wanted to do something without the need for long hair. I'm going to try to make this as detailed as possible when I get around to actually stitching this up. Another siren. Oh, well, I drew a Fat Mermaid for a zine a long while ago. So link up in the right corner there. And then I wanted to do the whole siren series. So this is one of the sirens, and you can see some ships are rushing toward her. This is going to be another Fat Mermaid piece though, specifically a whale. I've drawn this pose before, but I can't seem to get it right, so I have to keep working at it. Oh, another masked child. Not the first time I've drawn this particular mask or this particular child, but I don't think I have the original piece anymore, so yeah. And then back to that doll concept. This was kind of the pose and look I was going for, but not the particular style. And then I was like, okay, I want to make it more graphic. I want there to be more energy, more, expression. So this is sort of my thumbnail up here. I'll try to draw it again. And then I was sort of happy with her facial expression, but not her particular pose. So I redrew it again using some perspective lines. So this is more the pose I want, but I wasn't really happy with the face. That's not the styling I want. So I'm close, so just gotta keep working it. And this is my Dampier's companion. This is her little traveling companion who doesn't identify as a boy or a girl, but they are a vampire. They sort of run the gamut in fashion, but it's mostly like this cute style. I think they prefer to look more feminine, easier to track food. This is a sketch I did looking at somebody else's artwork. My brother told me to redraw their piece. I was like, that's rude. I'm not gonna, do a whole speed paint on that, but I did sketch it. So. This was actually around the time, might have been afterward, that I did a collaboration with feature mangaka. So this was my fawn girl, and I wanted to redraw her, but I was trying to get her legs down, and it wasn't quite working. Randomness and a tongue. It's really random. Okay, so not so spoilery alert. I have a video with this fairy gal here. She is sort of a queen of the fairies, but she won't be in this book. She's actually in my toned, I think she's in my toned handbook, my small one. So there will be a traditional speed paint with this one coming up. I may do that this weekend. I'm not sure. I may do this today and tomorrow. We'll see if I get it done today/tonight, which I don't think it would be done tonight, to be quite honest. But we'll see. If it doesn't go this week, it'll definitely be going up next week. And some sketches, some doodles. Okay, so I was doing some doodling here, practicing different faces and such, different styles. So this is Ellie Ray, and then I had attempted to do her similar here, a different person in a similar style. Didn't kind of look the same. I'm not sure how I feel about her face, but you know, facial expressions. And I had doodled this. I think this was actually originally going to be Lolita Sabbath, because I was like, I need a goth gal who's black, and I was just like, yeah, let's try something out. So this was the original sketch, but I didn't like it as Lolita Sabbath, but I still like it. It's really cute. Then I have this little doodle of Blue Jay. I really, really, really like this style, and I want to explore this one a little more. So I need to practice that in my new sketchbook, which I think I'm almost halfway through. Sorry, I had to cut it because my brother was talking to me. Alright, so here is the first rendition of Lolita Sabbath. She doesn't quite have this styling anymore. She will probably still have similar clothes though, mostly. But yeah, this is my first rendition of her. And this was like sort of a pass of tatters. And Lolita and I picture together, so like I can't just have her. I mean I could, but I wanted to add more characters. Okay, so first of all, I'm also Steven Universe trash. I'm specifically Jasper trash. So yeah, there we go. And here is Aqua R Quartz, who is another gem that I did, a fan gem. I don't have any like actual complete footage of me drawing her start to finish, but there are images of her on my Instagram if you want to check her out. And around here it was sort of a whole sort of story idea of how between her and Jasper. She was originally a regular clear quartz, but yeah. Alright, so, and we've got some more figure doodles. I draw them a lot. So, yeah. Just practicing anything and everything. I have like a whole folder and a half on Pinterest. So, and some of them aren't like actual poses meant to be used for reference, so to speak. You know how people take pictures of a certain pose they're looking for? That's not what this is. So, yeah, like surfing, and this was from a circus board that I have. There's another crouching pose, and then we have flamenco dancing and belly dancing. I think this was Kalina Shakti. And then just movement. Movement. I'm going to use this in my circus creep show comic video thing. Sketch doodle for character for a game idea. And then this is my deer character, which without her he usually drawing ears. For another game idea that's still brewing but was mostly underway in some capacity. This is citrine, and then here's another doodle, and there's a picture of a deer face. And then this is around the time I did the Centaur character challenge, character design challenge. So yeah, some concept sketches. And then some more concept doodles, the figure doodles, sitting, sort of carrying a sword, Another sitting pose that I actually really like, because these poses are hard. And then jumping over things, there's this one, and then there's that one. And this was the concept for my mango piece that I'm so sad that I did not get the recording of. It corrupted, I'm so mad about that stuff. More doodles. That was my dampier. And then my Dragula. Heh. So yeah, that's their normal form, and I think I'm going to make this more their sort of feeding form or hunting form, something. This was a concept using the centaur that I had drawn. I want to really redo it and maybe make sort of an animation out of it. I said it probably wouldn't be hard, but the background probably would kill me. That probably kill me more. Okay, and here we have some Lolita expressions. I have redrawn her. This is around the time I decided I was going to actually start doing the comic, which I need to work on. I'm hoping to have it premieres November 6th, hopefully. I know it would have been more iconic to do it on Halloween, but, you know, I have other things that are going on. So yeah, I try to get some expressions of her, see how she works. And there's a little doodle of Terrace, and background is freebie. And then I was actually concepting out the first part of her comic, which I actually need to work on. So, yeah, this is still going to be in effect. It's going to be mostly about Ball right now. And you want to see what the type of person she really is. Okay, so these are some sketchadoodles, which I hope you can see, because on the back there's some Sunni paint. So yeah, sketchadoodle, this was Terrace. There's that Kotu again, which is, I had actually said at random, but it sort of means like cat or kitten. I don't even know how I ended up saying that word. Yeah, more sketchadoodles, Mothgal. And then this was my page of randomness. Brush pen work and Sunni Seiju Blue Jay. This is, yeah, when I got the Sunni brush ink set. And there's that. And I was trying to do my handle here. And this was the first. Okay, I went back later and painted did the line work here with a Zig cartoonist brush, but this was the sketch for Inktober Day 1. There's a random face. I really like this face. It came out really well. And me practicing with the, I think this was my mom's practice with my brush pen. The cartoonist. And here's the concept piece for day, I think this was day 3. Yeah. And then I was trying to do mix. I forget what day this was for. I was trying to do mix. I actually really like this sketch, and I actually like the sketch here, but I wanted something more stylized than what I was doing. So I had ended up doing this one here. And I love the sketch, and I could not redo the sketch to save my life. I was really clear. There's some more light figure doodles. An eyeball. I don't think this was, no, this was trying to be mixed, but I didn't like that one so much. Okay, so this was actually the day Sister Location came out. Here's some random doodles. This is when I was going to introduce, this was originally going to be Charlie, but I think I used this sort of styling a lot, so I didn't do that one. And then here's the first blur of that day, and I didn't like the sketch, so I redid it. And this was my blur that I had posted up on Instagram. I wasn't going to watch anyone else's Sister Location playthroughs until I had seen Court Kenshin and Poised. So that is a rule I stick to, because they aren't the first gamers that I stuck to in terms of Let's Plays, but Court Kenshin was first when it came to Freddy's playthroughs, and I think Poised was right afterwards, so it was those two, and I stuck around. Um, I think I was going to do this for an Inktober piece, but I didn't like how the sketch was coming out, but I still like the idea, so I will redo it at some point. So yeah, this is my Dampier, and she is having a very a la carte effect there. Oh, this was for my an Inktober Day piece. This was Kuan Yin with the fox. I want to redo that piece. I like the composition, but I think I rushed it because I was trying to get it done. So I'm going to redo it. I also need to get a sanguine marker, which I actually should add to my list. I'm stupid. But I need a sanguine color because I love the color, but I didn't like the way the marker handled on the paper because it came out really streaky. I'm going to do my Dampier for, I'm going to do her for Inktober, but it didn't happen. I'm trying to see if you can see everything here. This is going to be another thing that I'm going to do for Inktober. I forget the prompts that I had. I think one of them was scared. Oh, I think they're up here. Let's see. It was apple, multi-limb, forest, demon, goddess, and I forget the other word. I can't read it. But yeah. And some more random doodles, because that's what I do, doodles. And this was the final page. This was, I think this was, yeah, this was around the day I did Ghost as my prompt. So yeah, I liked how this one came out, but I changed it around because I wanted more expression. I don't want to have flat face all the time. And that's it, you guys. Oh, more schedule. So, that's everything, guys. That's what, 5 months worth? Pretty good sketch. This is the sketchbook I used for that. Same as the first one from his first sketchbook tour. And then I've got a mixed media pad. So hopefully that's looking like it'll be done pretty quick because I have been pouring out ideas lately. So yeah, I think perhaps next Freebie Friday will be an art haul, a collective art haul of what I've gotten during the last several months. So bye. Oh, bye.